is right, it'll help me to understand everything a little bit better. But I'm coming to let you know, God, if I don't realize that this thing is right, I don't want to have to go through this again. If I am suffering and if I want to know what this is right, because some things that I have to, or that I've had to go through, I don't ever want to have to go through these things again. But there are advantages to having to go through adversary.
Yes.
Going through adversary will make you want to stop at Hallmark on your way home from work. It'll make you want to get a box of cards. And it'll make you want to sit down and write thank you notes to all your enemies. Thank you for not being my friend. For had you been my friend, I wouldn't have been his friend. Thank you for not being my boyfriend. Because had I got to know you, I would have never got to know him. Thank you for leaving me out on the street. Because if you hadn't left me out on the street, I would have never known that he was a provider. Come on, turn around and tell somebody thank you. Thank you for putting me out, because if he had not put me out, he would have never took me in. Suffering is and has always been a process. Before greatness, there is suffering.
Yes.
Even good people go through bad times. And that is good to know. So now when I go through, I realize I ain't bad. And it is not bad as it seems. It's just a season that I have to go through. And I don't care who you are, but when life puts the pressure on you, whatever's in you will come out. I am persuaded that you can count and you can't see how good God really is unless you have to get into a good fight. You can't see how good God is unless you get into the midst of trouble. You can't see how good or how great he is, and you can't see his greatness by your blessings. You can only see his goodness when you understand and know that it is he that helps you to carry these burdens. For the strength, and his strength is made perfect in our weakness. Sickness lets us know that he's a healer. Worry lets us know that he's a comforter. Layoffs lets us know that he is a provider. Come on, tell your neighbor, I'm not scared of trouble. Some way, somehow, God will get the glory out of what you have to go through. Before it is all said and done, it will be for our good, but ultimately for his glory. And when you can get that thing in the basement of your spirit, then you can say, though they slay me, yet will I trust him. Trust is all that you can do when you don't have the answers. When God puts you on hold, when you are in the middle of a test, when you are backed up in the corner, trust is all that you can do. God is a rabbi. He's a teacher. And he does all of his teaching before the test. So that when the test comes, whatever is in you will come out of you in the middle of the test. He has confidence in knowing that you will pass the test with flying colors. Because he said, I will never put more on you than you can bear. And some way, somehow, it is all going to work together for the good of their sin and weight that does so easily beset you. Even if the weights are people, your life, people in your life, you got to lay them aside. Tell your neighbor, I got to get it for myself. Transition is very frightening. It's a frightening place sometimes to be in. It's a challenging place. It's challenging to live with your bags packed. It's challenging to not know where you're going to go. It's challenging not to know how you're going to go. And it's challenging to not know why you're going, and when you do go, who you're going to take with you. It's challenging to be neither neither here nor there. It will make you walk the floor in the middle of the night when no one else or when everyone else around you is sound asleep. Transition is a rumbling in your spirit, and you're walking the floor with tears flowing down your face. And those tears don't even realize the craziness that you feel when you're in transition. Transition can be frightening because you really don't have a grip on your future. You don't know which way is up the road, but all you do know is that I'm not going back that way. Come hell or high water, I don't know where I'm going this way, but I do know that I'm not going back that way. When you are in transition, you're somewhere between a butterfly and a caterpillar. You can't fly just yet, but you refuse to crawl another day in your life. God uses transition. He uses it to move us. One of the first places it moves us to is into a posture of prayer, because transition will make you pray. Transition makes you need God, and when you know that you don't want to pray right until you really need Him. Transition make you want to, sometimes it can be so traumatic that all you can do is begin to cry. But I come to let you know that those tears really become your prayer petitions. As they fall off your cheek, you tell yourself, that's what I'm talking about right there, God. It's good to know that the tears are the language that God understands. So when you don't understand, tell somebody God knows all about it. Sometimes we have to remind the enemy that the more you make me cry, the more I water my seed. And the more I water my seed, the greater my manifestation shall be. Hallelujah. Have you ever been in a place where you so much so was going on that you asked God, what's up? God, what is really going on? Before I can get this thing running over here, something else breaks down over here. Before I can get something running over on this side, something else quits over here. Come on, tell somebody, understand, you understand what you're going through. Sometimes I have to tell God, understanding what I'm going through would make this cooperation so much easier. It's funny how you can be so full of faith one minute, but then the next. On Sunday morning, you can come in, you can jump up and down, you can turn around 5 times, you can touch your neighbor 35 times, but on Monday morning, when you don't even know if God is really real. So oftentimes we find ourselves questioning God. God, was this really the right move? God, was I really supposed to leave the job? God, was I really supposed to marry this person? God, was I really supposed to leave this city? God, was I really supposed to join this church? God, I just need to talk to you. Because if I talk to you and I realize that